Hello, language learners. My full name is Razif Mubarak. In our lesson. So in this lesson, you will learn the news report, the structure of news report, headline, and the difference between narratives and the news report. Okay, so what is a news report? The news report, a short piece of writing about current events which are of interest to the public, example, natural disasters, accidents, political or sports events, social events, and etc. They are formal and impersonal style, and they present factual, accurately, objectively, and unemotionally. Therefore, they don't include feelings or chatty description, unless these are part of the someone's comments quoted in direct. If you write news report, you should follow the following structures. The first one, the news report should consist of four main parts. Short, eye-catching headline. The B part is the introduction, which summarize the event, giving information about the time, place, and people involved. In the introduction part, you should give general information about the events and the places and the times and the peoples involved. And the main body consisting of two or more paragraphs in which the event is described in detail, including information about incidents and the people involved and etc. In a main body part, you should give the events in order. You should give your, you should describe the events. In this situation, you should give the explanation, example, details, and factors, and etc. And the last one is the conclusion, which includes people's comments on the event, actions to be taken, so and or the future developments. Last part, the conclusion, you should give the other people's comments on the events. And also you should identify the future developments. News report found newspapers, magazines. You normally use past tense in the passive and appropriate reporting verbs, this type of writing. So if you write your news report, you should use the general past tenses because you should give the past events so that you should use past tenses and then sometimes passive voice, past passive voice, and of course the reporting verbs. Here we can see the structure of news report. The paragraph one, we should summary of the events and what, who, when, and where. And the next one is main body. This depends on your topics, and you should description and detailed information about the event, people involved. And the last one is the conclusion part, comments and or actions to be taken and also future developments. The number of main body paragraph may vary depend on the rubric or your topic. Here we can say example of the so one of the news report. Let's analyze the news report. Okay, so 10 years old awarded the medal for bribery. So by Sarah White. This is the headline of the news report. So let's read. A 10 years old boy was presented with an award for bribery in a ceremony at Brighton Town Hall yesterday. The award was presented to Thomas Darkin by Brighton Mayor John Arches. This is introduction part, and the introduction part gives the general information about the events, about the boys and places, place and also times. The next one, the decision come after Thomas saved his father's life on hiking trip in Yorkshire last month. Thomas risked his own life to free his father's. Neil Dykin, 33, who was trapped under a heavy boulders during a rock fall. Thomas called for help on his father's mobile phone and stayed by his side for the 5 hours until the rescue team arrived. This is body paragraph 1 and explain that so events and the award ceremony began at 11 yesterday morning with a speech from the mayor who congratulated Thomas and presented him with a medal. This was followed by an informal lunch in the town halls. Clearance suit. The event was attended by members of the council and Thomas family. This is second body paragraph. So Neil Darkin now fully commented that he was delighted his son's bravery had been recognized, saying that he owed his life to him. Mayor John Archer's pointed out Thomas is an example to us all. Everyone is Brighton is very proud of him. This is the conclusion part, and I given the comment is to the boy. Sure. You know, so every reporting where news report consists of 4 parts. One of the part is the headline. So now we will analyze and we will look through headlines. So what is the headline and how do you write headline? Headline is a short summary of what the report is about. To write a headline, so use the present simple for the recent events. For example, factory explosions damages town. Its equal meaning has damaged or damage. So that the second one used to infinitive to describe a future event. A local football team to fly to Italy for Champions League is going to fly. It's equal meaning. And then used to be plus past participle when using the passive voice to describe a future event. For example, teachers' manual meeting to be held in August is going to be held. It's equal meaning. And they use abbreviation like UK, USA, UNESCO, etc. Or UN rescue, for example, UN rescues hostages in Sierra Leone. And the next one, omit full stops or commas, articles pronounce auxiliary verbs and words easily understood from the context. 7 injured in a train crash. It means 7 people were injured in train crash. So omit verb to be when using the passive to describe a past event. For example, young girl saved by rescue workers. So instead of was saved. This is general rules about the headline. If you write headline for news report, you should follow the following the rules. Okay, so now we will talk and about the difference between news report and the narrative story. So news reporters like narratives describe events that happened in the past. However, the style is different. When writing a report, you should begin with a summary of the event and include accurate facts, use formal and impersonal style, use the passive, use direct speech to quote what people have said and reported speech to rephrase people's comments. So narrative reports look like news reports look like narrative story. Both of them are described as events, but here we can see the difference between news report and the narrative story. So narrative stories begin with a summary of the events, give the general information about the events, and also you should try to use factors. You should give accurate factors, and also you should use a formal style, not informal or less formal style, and also impersonal style. And then you should try to passive to describe past events, and also you should use direct speech and reported speech to describe events. And the next one is so narrative story. When writing a story, you should begin by setting the scene. So when you write the narrative story, the first one you should begin with the introduction, but the difference between the news report, if you write introduction part for narrative story, you should describe the scene, describe natures. And the next one, use chatty style. About news report, you should use only formal and impersonal style. But if you write narrative story, you may use chat style. And next one, you may use short forms, colloquial expressions, variety of adjectives or adverbs. But if you write narrative story, you should use short forms because you should use only formal style. But you may use abbreviation forms, not short forms. And next one, refer to writers, characters, or feelings. If you write news report, you shouldn't use your feelings or emotions. But if you write narrative story, you may use characters or feelings. This is the difference between news report and narrative stories. Thank you for your attention, dear students. This is all information about news report and the difference between news reports and a narrative story.